Hello, you're watching Vision 2024. Adcorp Group provides workforce solutions in South Africa and Australia. And joining me now to shed more light on the company's plans to enable agile, focused and skilled workforces for the future is Adcorp Group CEO, Dr. John Wentzel. John, let's start with a brief overview of Adcorp, what it is and how it impacts the South African economy.
Thanks, Michael. So, as you pointed out, Adcorp is a workforce solutions company. We are part of the staffing industry. In respect of that, what we do is we provide for our clients, we have about 2,500 clients between South Africa and Australia, and we provide labour solutions to those clients that encompasses everything from freelance, if you want a freelancer, all the way through to permanent employees. So the full range of different workforce types is what we provide to our clients. And in the South African context, on average on any given day, we have approximately 40,000 people that we provide to our clients. The business has been around for 50 years. We've been listed for circa 30 years plus on the stock exchange, and we remain the largest listed staffing company on the African continent and one of the 100 largest staffing companies in the world. So for us, the contribution that we make to South Africa, to the economies and the societies we operate in, is that we provide the opportunity for people to get employed by providing labour through to our clients. So that's a little bit about who we are.
Okay, great. And John, so you mentioned 50 years, it's quite a long history. The company's been around a while. What have the changes been in recent times that have caused sort of an evolution in the business?
So what we have seen in the staffing business and also in Adcorp, 3-4 years ago, the business got into a little bit of trouble. And what we have been focusing on over the last 3 years is repositioning the business. So we're positioning our business very strongly on providing recruitment services, which has always been a core, as well as outsourcing services. So that's sort of the range. We've pivoted away from providing the recruitment and training to recruitment and outsourcing solutions. And what you will see is, of course, the nature of work is changing. Mm-hmm. So for us, central to the organization is its purpose, and that's what we've been working towards, building a purpose-centric business, and that's been essential to us. That's probably the biggest change we've had over the last 3 years.
All right. And then I guess technology causes additional changes, and the buzzword at the moment is AI, artificial intelligence, which is it's said that it's threatening jobs and the ability of people or the jobs that people have are maybe being taken over by AI. How do you see that impacting business, and do you think it is a real threat?
I think if we, in future, we will look back at 2023 and we will probably say that's the year that AI became mainstream, where people became familiar with ChatGPT. And we're talking specifically about generative AI. And I'm sure many of the viewers will have seen horror stories or articles or commentary that AI is going to replace jobs. We don't see that. I think there's specific sectors, specific roles where AI will change the nature of work, but where we focus on is very much in the blue-collar space, very much in the white-collar space, and there we don't see AI as a threat. I don't think we're going to see large-scale displacement of jobs by AI. I mean, the article saying that AI is going to take 400 million jobs. You're more likely to see your job replaced by another human who knows how to use AI.
Yes.
So if you look at what we do, and AI is great at certain roles. So if you say to AI, help me write this email, it's probably going to do a great job. But if you bring it a lamb carcass and you say, cut this up into chops, it's going to look at you blankly.
Absolutely.
So we don't see it as much of a threat. Certainly the sectors we focus on, which is probably the less sexy sectors, the utility type sectors, the jobs that are essential to the modern economy but not easily replaced by AI, we don't see it as a threat. But we do see the nature of work changing into the future, specifically in some roles.
Okay. Now, John, 2024 is an election year, and obviously we have many infrastructure problems in this country, particularly a high unemployment rate. What do you see the potential outlook for the future, and especially where Adcorp is concerned?
It's a good question. I wouldn't be the first CEO that you've spoken to who would express concerns around 2024. So within the South African context, we are concerned in relation to the outcome of the election. So if we have an election that produces a coalition government, and that coalition runs the way that coalitions at municipal level have worked, then we'd be very, very concerned. And we're also concerned about potential policy changes post the election. Does government change policy? What South Africa needs is growth. Companies like us do well when South Africa grows.
Right.
And we've had low growth for a number of years. So I think if the election produces an outcome and a set of whatever the government is post the election, if we start seeing policies that encourage growth, where business then needs to start hiring people, companies like us grow, unemployment drops. But we are concerned. We think it's going to be a difficult year. It may be as difficult, maybe worse in 2023, but we have to remain hopeful.
Absolutely. I think everyone is expecting something, but
Yeah.
trying to be hopeful, which we have to be.
Yeah,
Carry
absolutely.
on. Now, John, Adcorp is a listed JSE company.
Yeah.
What do you think in terms of small cap listed companies? What is the value of Adcorp as an investment?
It's a good question, and I've been asked this many times, and I think what we've seen on the JSE over the last number of years is that analysts no longer cover small cap companies.
Right.
And I think you probably need to have a market cap of 15 billion before the analysts start covering you. And that's unfortunate. So we've seen analyst teams drawn down in size and less coverage, and they cover the behemoths like the Naspers and the AB InBevs and so forth. But I do think that small caps offer a great investment thesis for investors. If you look at us as a business, for argument's sake, yeah, we're small cap, but the business is debt free, we're paying dividends regularly, you know, we are starting to grow revenue. I think there's a lot of investors will go, I want a rand hedge. Adcorp, for example, of half our business in Australia is an inbuilt rand hedge.
Right.
So, and if you look at the dividends that we pay versus the market cap, the yield, depending on the market cap, somewhere between 7.5% and 8.5%. So that's a great yield. So I do think small caps, I think Adcorp provides a great investment opportunity, and we do it ourselves. We trade in at a significant discount to our NAV, even bigger discount to our intrinsic value, and therefore, when the opportunity arises, we execute share buybacks.
Right.
So I think for investors looking for a balanced portfolio, I do think they should look at small caps. There's some great small caps out there that offer great returns. So yeah, I think there's still a case to be made for small caps. It's just unfortunate that the analysts no longer cover it the way they used to in the past.
John, thank you so much for sharing that info and some of your insights with us.
My pleasure.
Well, that was Adcorp Group CEO Dr. John Wentzel taking us through the company's evolution, including views on the impact of artificial intelligence on the future workforce.